He's unreal. Buena. I know they are. I'm back. I've been away for a week, but I've come back to reclaim my island. Morning. How you doing? You all right? It's nice to be back in the warmth, that's for sure. Oh, hang on, people are coming. 2 seconds. It's getting busy this morning. Looks like people are looking at the land next door to ours. I had a fantastic 5 days back in the UK. It was really, really nice. 2 days was, 2.5 days was with, met up with Alice. And we did a road trip from Newcastle down to Manchester to see my dad and my stepmum. And those 2.5 hours in the car, you're not going to get back. It was just brilliant, honestly. It's like, I've always found with my youngest, if you take her somewhere, like take her to a restaurant or take her to a bar, and you sit opposite each other, within 5 minutes, you're just scrolling through your phones with not really much to say. But stick her on a road trip, and like, bit of music side by side next to each other, give her control of the DJ, and she just opens up, and it was brilliant. The nicest part was literally the 2.5 hours in the car. It was great, absolutely fantastic, and I really, really loved it. I got such a positive vibe from it. And then, of course, the granddaughter was there, Ava. It was great to see her. She's on the mend. I mean, she's had a rough year, but it was her first birthday, and what a first year she's had. Really, really tough. But she is on the mend. So I was there over the Friday, and then on the Monday, Shelley came over, so she was there Monday to Wednesday as well. And it was just nice, you know, meeting up with people again back in the UK. But it was cold. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was cold. It was freezing. And but it's always nice to be back. It's nice to be back in your home, and back in your environment, your surroundings that you choose, really. And that's what's nice. And I'm very much a creature of habit. I'm very much a man of routine. So to get back into my routine was really, really nice and really good. I've got a positive video today. I think it's positive. I'm going to tell you about it in a minute. But as always, we've hit the hill. So let me just get to the top of the hill, and then we'll start it, okay? I'll see you in a second. Rolo, come here. Come here. Do they not know Tenerife is on a hill? That's some hill, like some cycling. You've got to be some fit for that, haven't you, really? I mean, I'm all for graffiti, but that's got to be like the worst graffiti I think I've ever seen in my life. I wish I had some grey paint. I'd just paint over that and ask them to start again. Never mind. Nearly at the top of the hill. I had the feeling for the first time about 2 nights ago that springtime air was coming back. Springtime air was coming back to Tenerife, because just nighttime when the winter chill kicks in. And that's when people come over and they say, I'm coming over, will it be warm? People go, bring a hoodie. The nighttime chill, it wasn't there about 2 nights ago. And I was like, yes, we're on our way in the right direction. Summer is coming. And it just makes you feel so much happier, or it makes me feel happier. I think I genuinely believe I suffer from, is it SADS? Seasonal disorder, you know, that winter SADS, I think. I can't remember what they call it now, but it puts me in a different mood in the winter than it does to the summer, that's for sure. Right, top of the hill. So what's today's about? Well, today It's really what's happened since I came back from the UK, to be honest with you. Shelley went downhill very fast. The following day after landing, she wore a mask all the way through the flight. Following day after landing, she was in a right state. Now, I know she'd been off with bronchial problems, so we presume the bronchial problems have come back. But the following morning, I think it was Saturday morning, we woke up, and it was like 7:30 in the morning. It was like a death rattle. It was awful. And I said to her, look, book a doctor's appointment. She couldn't get in until Wednesday, and I thought, there is no way, because she's asthmatic as well, there's no way you're going to survive until Wednesday without that. So we decided to go to the hospital. So hospital for us is about 20 minutes away. I thought, if we're going to A&E, it's a bit different. I mean, we're extremely fortunate over here because our island isn't, yes, it's overcrowded, but nowhere near as overcrowded as the UK. So within 3.5 hours we were out. The big issue though is when you get there's a car coming. Come here, this way, come here. There you go. I always look weird holding these blue things. The big issue when you go to the hospital is always due to, I think, our predecessors who've lived here and not even bothered to learn the language. When they go in there and they say, do you speak English? No, and then they just start shouting at them. Now the hospital's just put down like straight away, you bring a translator. If you can't speak the language, bring a translator. It was 7:30 on a Saturday morning. And I was a little bit nervous because I'm taking Shelley there who can't breathe. And I've got to go there, and there's no translators around. I mean, my sister, she's fluent, but I couldn't get hold of her. So I thought, I'm going to have to do this myself. So I walked in, and the outcome of it was after 10 minutes of conversation, I turned around and said, look, do I need a translator? And they're like, no, you're doing fantastic, don't worry about it. And the reception from the receptionist that you receive, because you took the time to learn the language, it was phenomenal. She was so kind, she really was, and she was like, somebody's perfectly suited for the job. They were brilliant. So much so that when Shelley went off to get treated, I went off to a waiting room. I found out within half an hour that an elderly lady was coming into the hospital, was a friend of the family. She's Scottish, doesn't speak a word of Spanish. So I had to walk back into reception and help them out because, again, no translation. I was like, hi again, it's me. She's like, oh, hello. I said, yeah, this is a friend of mine and this has happened. And then she got looked after as well and got sorted. So 2 for the price of 1, really. But the positivity from that and the experience that Shelley had in the hospital was fantastic. It really, really was. It was really good. However, there's another car coming. However, this did mean that it did actually scupper a few of our plans. Because our plans were, I don't know if you remember, it was like in the beginning of January, I turned around on a Sunday and said, look, this is our last Sunday live, because what I want to do is I want to be consistent, start putting some vlogs out on a Sunday from 2 p.m, which I'm still wanting to do. The trouble is that since that day, I've had sick note Shelley on my arm. She hasn't been good. For 2025, a start to her year has not been great. So, trying to keep the consistency going, we've done a couple of vlogs. We did the burger one, and we did I can't remember what else we did, but we did a couple of lives as well. So we've been pretty consistent-ish, but nowhere near to a level that I want. That is my routine that I want to do. But there looks like a light at the end of the tunnel. This morning I've just left Shelley, and today is Tuesday from Saturday, and she's getting a lot better, but still not there, but a lot better. She won't be working tonight either. One of the things that you guys most probably know now is that I do a lot of social media for other businesses, and one of them I do is for a wine shop. And this is what I want to talk about, really, because this was fantastic. We came up with an idea about 6 weeks ago with the wine shop to go to her clientele and speak to her clientele about her wine shop, or why they use her wine shop, because, that's a great reference, is another company going, yeah, we use this because of this. And one of them, here's the other hill, one of them was a well-known business to me in the area, because I work there, and it's Casa Amor. Now, for those of you who watch the main channel, you might have already seen that I did a live from there. And this is how it came around, really. Because Casa Amor now, I think it's a 7-bedroom villa with 7 bathrooms. It's been voted the #1 luxury holiday villa for like 3 years on the bounce. It's run by a team that I want to get to. Incredible. Great to see. Now, we interrupt this broadcast for a call to arms. Ladies and gents, if you are watching this channel and you have yet to subscribe to it, I would be extremely appreciative if you just took a couple of minutes and just hit that subscribe button. This channel really is an outlet for me, and the benefit that I see from it, that I get back from it, is seeing that little number counter of how many subscribers, as it goes up. Trust me, when I do certain topics, it also goes down. You know who you are. I'm not going to change that, by the way. I'm going to still carry on talking about what I want to talk about because it's my channel. But if you like it and you want to show your support just a little bit and just go, yeah, you know what it is, you take the time out to do this. If you'd hit that subscription button and just let us know in the comments that it's done, I'd really, really appreciate it. It would mean a lot to me, okay? With that in mind, let's get back to the topics, and it's a good one today. I spoke to the owner, Paula, and I said, Paula, I've got this idea. The D&D wine shop, I know they deliver to you. Is there any way I can get an advert from you recommending D&D? She's like, yeah, no problem at all. We'll come down and film it. I went, okay, I'll come down and film it on Sunday. And that's when I came up with the idea going, hang on, we could do a live from there. We could go in there and do a live, show you guys around it, me and Shelley, and we could do it. So I put that to her, proposition that to her as well. And she's like, oh, fantastic, yes, 100%, absolutely, we'll do this. And I'm like over the moon. I'm like, this is great, something different, a different view, a different vibe. What I didn't expect was what was about to become. On the day, Shelley's not up for it at all. She's got no voice, she can't breathe, coughing her guts up. So I'm doing this myself. I went, Paula, you helped me out on this one. Paula's like, no worries at all. So that's really what you might have seen on the main channel. We did make the advert.
Hi guys, welcome to Casper and More. So my name is Paula and I am the owner of this incredible villa. Casa Amor has been voted the most luxury villa 2022, 2023 and 2024. So our clients only want the best, and this is why we source nothing but the best from D&D Vinoteca. So if you're looking for blue skies and fine wines, then look no further than Dory and the team and D&D Vinoteca.
And I'm quite happy with it, and you know, I think the clients are over the moon with it. So that was the plan. Now, and I want to talk about really teamwork and companies, because when I was a golf pro, I was self-employed. I came over here, lost a lot of money, as you know, in a business. I went back to the UK and jumped into a PLC, car sales. When you're a salesman, your commission is absolute garbage, and you have to sell cars to make your money. So basically, you're self-employed again, which is fine. It suited me, and it really did. I really enjoyed it as a salesman. I had a great time. And then you start going up the corporate ladder. And when you go up the corporate ladder, sometimes what you expect is not what you get. And what I mean is, from there is, I was under the impression that every company was like a Google company, it's all in it together, etc. Where unfortunately you get some bad eggs in the companies that are in it just for themselves at a cost of other people. You know the story, you know the history, it's not that. My experience in a company was not great. So climbing up through the corporate ladder, I was literally just following idiots basically. I'm following idiots who've got their own personal agenda rather than actually thinking about what's right for the team. Trying to be a team player, doesn't fit. Eventually you get to the top of the ladder, or as high as you can go, which to me was actually running dealerships. And even then, you think you get your own team, but you don't. What I got put into dealerships that were struggling, so I got put into other people's teams as the head of the team for negative, depressed, unsuccessful people who are failing day in, day out on their positions. And I've got to then go in and try and make a change and try and steer the ship in a completely different direction. So some of them I was successful, but it was like literally, it was like headbutting against a wall, head banging against a wall. And it wasn't fun. It wasn't fun at all. It was hard work. And when it was successful, it was great, but it wasn't fun. And after a while, it was extremely weary and tiresome. But in the beginning, you don't even notice that this is actually happening. You just believe that this is what company culture is. And then after, 5-6 years, you become jaded by it. And you come to realise that this is not how it should be. Hence the reason for all the changes in my life. Right, let me get back to Casa Amor. You walk in there, I've worked for them now about 5 or 6 times on a one-off individual basis. So as a self-employed basis, I go in there, do what I do, give them an invoice and walk away. And every single time I walk in there, the only thing that I feel since day one is positivity. Don't get me wrong, there's structure, but the positivity, the vibe coming out of that place is second to none. Paula leads it from the front and then passes it through a whole team to a point where there's a new girl that's just started, a young lad called Molly. She's like my kid's age. And I remember pretty much on her first week that she was there, only a couple of months ago. And I saw her again on Sunday. And she's fitting in so well. And she's having such a great time and having a happy time. And it's amazing the power, of being around somebody who's positive. It's amazing the power of what positive people really. To a point that when you look at it, if you surround yourself with the positivity of the positive people that are there, it rubs off on you. Now I started speaking with them on Saturday. I left there Sunday about 4 o'clock. And it's now Tuesday morning. And that feeling's still there. That positive feeling's still there. And chat with Paula on the live. We talked about, people ask me what do I do for a living. I said, I've had many different lives. That's what I used to say. I've had many different lives. So's Paula. And some of Paula's lives were like party girl. She was known on the island as a party girl. If people had just accepted that's who she was and told her to stay in a box and stay in a lane, she'd never ever would have achieved what she's achieved at this moment in time. And she's achieving great things to the point of she's achieving winning luxury villa for 3 years on the bounce. And I think it's bloody brilliant. I think it's absolutely brilliant to see how people have allowed her to transition from who she was into who she is now. And then whoever it is who's allowed her to do that is reaping the rewards, which is, they're getting it back tenfold, man. They're getting it back absolutely tenfold. And this is something that I never realised when I was going through my career was, I always said to people, I don't really know what I want to do. That's the reason why I'm doing this, what I'm doing now, because I don't really know what I'm going to do. The actual fact is, what I'm doing all the way through is I'm actually trying to find my area or trying to find my people. Because once you find your people, some people might be lucky than others and find it earlier than what I found it. But once you find your people, what a feeling, man. What an absolute amazing feeling it is. And, and for me, I'm just looking for winners. And I'm looking for people that want to support other people. And I'm looking for people who want to see other people succeed. And I want to see other people, I want to be around the people who want to help other people succeed. So share, not the secrets, but share the talent, share the resource, share the talent pool of it. I want to be around those people, because those people, I think, are my people. And so I still have this feeling 2 days after, seeing somebody like Paula and her team. Thanks, Paula. Thank you so much. You genuinely don't realise exuding kindness, confidence, professionalism, joyfulness, and having fun in your job. I sometimes don't think people realise what that can do for the people around you. And it certainly did it for me. So, what I would say is, if you're not surrounded by your people, go and find your people, because they're out there somewhere. 100% they're out there. It took me a few years to find mine, but I think I'm getting there with it, to be honest with you. I think I'm finding it. And that's it. I need to do a call to arms. The subscription count is shocking. We're not growing. We're stagnating. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please think about it and please consider. With that in mind, I'm going to wish you guys a pleasant day. All the best. See you on the next one, guys. Cheers. Who's taking him for a walk here, Lola? Are you taking me?